Yo, what's up, guys? This is your boy Skywalker OG coming at you with the PHR versus High Part 2 arc rematch, what have you. This is our second meeting with High. They, man, every time I meet with these guys, it's nice. They actually did use Discord this time, so that's nice for them. It made it a lot more fun. With that said, if you were looking at what I was just now looking at, they have 11 T5 players. Not all of them were proper T5, and what I mean by that is that they can't fill out 4 or 5 marches full of T5. So that's kind of to our advantage, I guess. And we only had 3 T5 players. Only one of them could fill a proper T5, 5 marches out on the field, and that was Jagothian. So what we actually did here was, you'll see here at this point we set up some rallies. We rallied our own obelisk, and the point of this is that way the leaders don't have to hurry up and struggle to go to each of the objectives and change the commanders, because the leading commander of the rally is going to take hold of the obelisk. And usually on these arcs, the enemy goes ahead and rallies on your obelisk, so you definitely want to get reinforcements in there as fast as you possibly can. Obviously, capturing objectives is a very important thing, so you want to get your troops out there on the battlefield if you aren't one of the first few teleporting in, so that you can help capture things. And I can't stress to you enough, because if you actually see, if you roll back like 15 seconds, you can see where I sent in siege with my infantry. I didn't notice that until Ronnie said something, so I had to actually march all the way back just to get my infantry back out there. So that was my bad, my fault, but it is what it is. You'll notice throughout the match that more of us was on the bottom side, and that was because our strategy was, we knew that they'd have more T5 this time than we did, so we tried to overwhelm one side so we can capture everything that we could possibly capture and get as much points as possible, and just hope that Jagothian and his team could hold off until we could basically sweep around the map and come and assist those guys. At this point, I'm just using my calves to push off the troops off of the desert altar with my backup from my teammates. I'm just following their lead, basically. I seen a group of them was going, so I went with them. I don't believe this was actually called out. So many things was going on that I actually wasn't able to listen to all the calls, so I missed a few things, sadly, but that's just how it goes in these kind of arcs, man. This one was the most intense, insane arc I've ever been in. They really outnumbered us in power, but they didn't outnumber us in troops that could be fielded. So that's how this matchmaking system is kind of working. It's not. I don't believe it's it's not all based off of just your power. It's also based off of your commanders and how many troops you can field. But every time we've met these guys, High, they've done an excellent job. They've definitely played very well. So it was a very, very, very exciting match. As you can see, at this point I'm going down to try to reinforce and help out that rally. Ronnie was calling for backup down there, so we all kind of started coming back down. A few of us stayed out and straggled a little bit, which hopefully we'll get better at, and hopefully people will listen to calls a little bit better. We definitely need everybody in Discord so we can, relay these messages. So if you are in the Alliance and you are in our arcs, you should definitely be in our Discord channel, guys, and listen to the calls. So that's how we win arcs like this, is by listening to the calls and executing the plan. You can have the best plan in the world with the best players in the world. If it's poorly executed because people fall apart and they can't listen and be in the same places at the same time, it's poor execution. It's not gonna help you. So remember that. Here we just pile in and pushing back off of this obelisk. I don't believe we actually are able to take this obelisk. We couldn't get enough infantry troops over there to reinforce it. Sadly, like I said, I had to return my infantry troops, so it wasn't able to help the rally. Which really stinks. And I didn't. As you can see, they have a 6,000 point lead on us. And the points per minute isn't really that steep in any favor at the moment. But we are setting up, as I'm getting over a cold still. But as you can see on the left, we are setting up rallies. We have, I think, 2 or 3 rallies going on at the moment. They're not rallying anything at the moment, at this time. Besides, the rallies that you see, they have no rallies going at the moment, so that kind of slowed them down. At the beginning, where I showed where the rallies that was coming and going, what they did there was they sent a rally to our obelisk, but their intentions actually wasn't to take the obelisk. It was just to basically make an Uber, a follow the leader type deal. And Gecko broke up the rally that was towards our obelisk a few minutes before it hit, so that they could disperse troops on the map very quickly in one group in one area at the same time. Now that can go good, that can go well, and that can also go bad, if you ask me, because if somebody sees that rally coming in, like they cap their obelisk fast enough, and they get down there, and they see that you got a rally of cavalry going down there, they could send a full wave of just infantry right down there, and push all your calves right on out of there, and that was a pointless rally, the waste of time. But it can also be very successful. So I mean, I believe that that's a gamble. If you're willing to take it, it could be good. It could be not so good. It all depends. At this point, I was just listening to Discord, and I was trying to fill out the rallies as much as I could whenever I was asked upon. And I was also trying to listen into Jagothian, because I know that he was also calling for people to come mid, because there wasn't too many marches out in the middle surrounding by the arc to protect it, and at this point we're too close in points, as in like we're still in it, but if they keep capturing, because they got the first arc free, like we weren't even over there at all, but if they keep capturing an arc, or they get 1 or 2 arcs, then they can just go away with this game. So I went ahead and threw some troops over there whenever I had time. That's why I didn't watch most of the rallies go down, because I was trying to pay attention to around the arcs. I knew that that was where we were going to either win it or lose it. I knew if they captured 2 or 3 of them, then it was good GG. It was GG, man. They would have won. But I also know participating in rallies and recapturing and holding your structures is a very good way to get points. And you're not going to win if you can't hold any structures. If the enemy team floods you and you can't hold any structures, you're not going to win. The recommendation that I can give you as a moderate spender or free-to-play alliance or low-power alliance whenever you get into a situation like this is to set up specific structures that you know that you want to protect, that you know that you can protect, that you can get to quick enough, and have majority of your, you don't need to break up into half of your alliance on either side. You can put majority of your strong players around the major objectives that you want to protect, and make sure that you hold those. Even if you don't progress through the whole arc, make sure you hold those and make sure that you're trying to get around the Arc of Osiris and capture it. I mean, if they go to the Arc and try to put their whole alliance there and let you keep your few buildings because they know that if they keep you from getting that Arc that they're gonna win, then you can sweep around with fast troops and just grab structures and keep them busy. There's ways, there's tactics that you can win against bigger players, but it is hard. I mean, it's T5. It's really strategic. I'm not the best to set up strategy plans like this. I can tell you the numbers on it. I can tell you what troops are gonna crush what troops, what commanders are gonna crush what commanders, all that good stuff. But I mean, I've I don't know. I've played a lot of war games, so I know tactically speaking where you should put your troops and things. But this arc, man, it's there's so many different things that you gain points from. There's no pinpointing what you could really do to make sure you win every time. It's not made like that. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's you, there's so many different strategies that people can throw at you. I know we've all become accustomed to this split on two sides and then go down the middle and deal, but that's not the only way to go about this. As you can see, we went bot lane with a bunch of marshes, and it actually worked out for us. We were able to push back their wall of T5. I don't know if I was able to capture that. Well, I don't know if I put that in here, but they did have a wall of T5 coming up. Yeah, it's right here. They had multiple groups of T5 coming up. They had more than that. I kind of chopped this video out and tried to get the best of the actual big action because, like I said, Jagothian and Ronnie already posted this. This has already been posted for the third. This will be the third time now that I know of. I believe the Gecko might be posting one as well. So there's no reason to beat a dead horse, you know. We could just move on from it. But yeah, this was a very hyped up arc. We were so excited that we were actually able to hang into this thing. They were definitely giving us a run for their money, or for our money. I was trying to be everywhere that I could possibly be to assist everyone I could, as much as I could. I made sure I joined all the rallies that I possibly could get into, while also making sure that I assisted around the arc because I did notice in Discord that Jagothian was asking for a little bit of assistance on that side. I wish I would have been able to record the second arc capture because Jagothian and I believe it was, who was it? Man, I can't even remember now. But Jagothian and one other person actually was able to push out a massive wave of highest T5 away from the arc on the second capture. And they actually got that arc and got the heck out of there and was able to capture it. It was pretty crazy. I mean, Jagothian had 4 or 5 marches out there of all T5, but they had a wave coming in and they were threatening to take that second arc after they got the first one pretty easily. But, you know, Jagothian just came through for us, man. He's a boss, dude. The dude's he knows where to be at certain times. Kudos to him, and definitely big kudos to Ronnie. He is an amazing strategist. This dude, he knew all the perfect call outs. The only call out that was different from him and Jagothian, honestly, was at the end. We if you watch his video, you'll notice he was calling for rallies, and Jagothian said, "Hey, let's go ahead and get all of our troops that we can mid. Let's get all of our troops that we can mid, and let's make sure we secure this arc." I can't say either call out was bad, personally, because getting the arc secured us our But yeah, I can't say either call out was bad. from either side, because we did need to rally things, we did need to capture things, but that last arc did seem very, very important. It seemed like we really needed it, even though it may have or may not have won us the game. So really, I can't disagree with either call out. You know what I mean? They were, and that was the only thing that was different from their whole plan. You know, from what they were calling, they were spot on. I'm glad I have these guys as leaders. I appreciate you guys for having me in this alliance. Um, yeah, man, this is so exciting, man. I mean, I haven't had an arc that's been this intense and this close and this epic since I've played this game since the arc has started. Since, man, this is it was insane, man. It was so intense. I wish I would have recorded Discord because everyone was going off. Everyone was so excited. At first, we honestly we were a little bummed because we thought we were going to get steamrolled. It was we knew there was going to be about 11 T5 players on the field, so we only had 3. Um, so yeah, I mean, we were a little bummed out, and to see that we were keeping it this close throughout the whole thing. Besides the middle they kind of, well, really the beginning they kind of started putting up a gap, and in the middle they really took it away. But to see in the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes that we came and we could close the gap, and really the last 20 minutes, but to see that we can come and close the gap and actually get ahead on these guys with the power that they did bring in here, that was pretty awesome to me. I thought it was really insane. I thought my leaders had a really good strategy, and we were able to execute it very well. A few of us slipped up. I made quite a bit of mistakes that I'm gonna make sure that I brush up on, and I make sure that I do properly next time. But that's the whole point of this. We need to learn. We gotta rewatch it. We gotta see what's going on, see the action. We see it from all different perspectives, all different angles, and that's how we learn, in my opinion. You know, that's how we figure everything out. So, I mean, yeah, dude, that's pretty much what it is. Our forces have captured a shrine of light. So here the flipping game booted me out, so I had to get back in there and get back into the action. It actually booted me out a couple times. It booted me out at like one of the most important times actually in a few minutes here, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. Um, the reason why you see so many of us here is because Jagothian actually made a really good call, and this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the only call that was different between Ronnie and Jagothian. Was Ronnie was still calling for rallies, and Jagothian just said, "Guys, we need to get every single march that we possibly can over here to the arc, and secure this arc." Like I said, and I'll explain it at the end of this video because some of you might not have seen this, and y'all might not know the ending of it, and I don't want to ruin it because it is really close and it was really exciting. So, yeah. But all in all, neither one of their ideas was bad. Neither one of them was bad at all. They actually both were well planned and perfect, and I'll explain that in 3 minutes. What I mean by that. At the moment, just enjoy the action, and yeah. It was so insanely hard to actually click on people and hit them. I can't even explain how hard it is to drag and drop or just click on people, even with simplified graphics on. That's how many people we had over there. so close, it's not even funny.
Our forces have captured the Ark.
But yeah, at that point right there, whenever Siren goes to pick up the Ark, it actually boots me out of the game.
Seth's forces have captured the
And
Dragon.
I was trying to collect the Ark. I actually got really, 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 really scared because I thought I collected
Well
it
done.
and I was out of the
We've saved
game.
Egypt yet.
So as you see, we took the lead. So yeah, that was awesome. But the reason why I said that Ronnie and Dragothian both made perfect calls is because if you actually take away the Arc points, we still would have won it by like 200, 280 points. So the rallies and capturing the objectives really would have won it for us. But this arc and fighting here, I think the points that we got for fighting in this area was that push also that we needed to get those points generated. And capturing arc definitely sealed it in for us. And I think both of them both had a perfectly good plan, and I think that we executed them very well. I mean, there was still
Nice.
rallies going out
Egypt is saved.
from my boy Mikason and
Champion
Ronnie.
Egypt.
And I believe there was some coming out from Dragothian side, so we still had rallies going out. So we executed both of their plans actually still at the end, and we still filled up enough in that middle area to fill out Dragothian's plan and his requests. And yeah, we pulled out the win, guys. I mean, it was awesome. 11 T5s versus 3. I didn't do too great, but um, I got my 12K points. I got over the 10K mark. I wish I did a little better, but hey, what can I say? These are some of the reports I got. I was able to beat up some T5. That was awesome. Some T5 beat on me, so that sucked. But all in all, it was really well. It was really nice. I'll say now, boys and girls, my Richard Charles has definitely surpassed my Sunsu Iwuji, and they will be now the bosses leading my groups. That was some nasty T5 eating up my archers. Until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. But this is your boy Skywalker OG signing out. We got some war to go continue. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.